Hi, everybody. Welcome to Within the Frame. My name is Richard Fink, and this is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Janett Salas.
And welcome to a very special Halloween edition episode. I'm wearing my Halloween T-shirt, and Janett is rocking her
Nightmare Before Christmas.
or she called it earlier, her corpse bride dress because she doesn't know the difference. She also.
I got them confused for like 2 seconds.
And I'm never gonna let you live that down.
He called me Frankenweenie.
Yeah, I mean you're the one who confused him. I mean you like.
I did not confuse Frankenweenie.
So Janett in her paranorman dress, or anyway. Today we got a lot of topics to cover. We got Sherlock Holmes, Deadpool, Lando Calrissian, the AT&T Warner Brothers deal, along with some Arizona film news. We have a review of The Accountant. We're going to be talking about The Walking Dead, Gilmore Girls, and a bunch of stuff on today's episode. Mm-hmm. So, Jan, do you want to start off with some of the Arizona film news?
Yeah, to start off, we have 3 things going on recently or coming up. First, ASU Film Association is doing their annual Horror Fest, which will be October 28th at ASU in the Neeb Hall. And then the Arizona Filmmaker Showcase is this Sunday at Film Bar in Phoenix, so make sure to check that out. A lot of horror shorts by ASU filmmakers will be screened there. And then ticket sales have begun to sell for the Ladies' Night hosted by the Arizona Productions Association for November 18th.
So a lot of stuff going on. Check it all out. Me and Janett will be at the
Filmmaker Showcase.
We'll be at the Filmmaker Showcase on October 30th. So come on, say hello if you're going to be there. And yeah, we're excited, aren't we?
Yeah.
Janet's too afraid to go. Janet doesn't like scary movies.
Me.
Janet doesn't like scary movies. Janet's favorite Halloween movie is Hocus Pocus.
It's Nightmare Before Christmas.
All right, now we're going to move on to some mainstream news. I feel like the big one that everyone's been talking about, I feel like we should address first is the Deadpool news, because that broke right after we got off last Friday.
Yeah.
We filmed our new show last week.
Entire week.
Right as we got home on Friday, the Deadpool news broke. Mm-hmm. So here we are reporting a week later, and the benefit of that is we've had basically a whole week of news to catch up on, because there have been conflicting. For those of you who don't know, Tim Miller, the guy who directed Deadpool, has dropped out of the sequel. Apparently, the big rumor is that there was conflicts with Ryan Reynolds. They were disputing creative
over where
to take
differences.
This. Yeah, creative differences. That's what they always say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there have been numerous reports about why. The two ones I heard was that it was over the casting of Cable. Ryan Reynolds didn't like Tim Miller's choice, which was Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights as Cable. Mm-hmm. And the other report I heard was that they wanted to go in 2 different approaches. Tim Miller wanted to go with a more stylistic look, a little bit more expensive. Wanted to explore the kind of the differences of the Deadpool comics, and Ryan wanted to go for more of a hard R comedy that worked so well the first time.
Yeah. And that's really interesting, obviously, not having the first director come back. It's what will be a Deadpool sequel, and, will it, be the same? Will it capture fans' attention as much as the first one did?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, Tim Miller was such a big part of getting Deadpool off the ground the first time. Because, Ryan Reynolds has been with the project, obviously, since 2009. And then he brought on the writers who did Zombieland. But I remember when Tim Miller was announced, everyone was like, he was announcing back, 2011, that he was trying to get the project off the ground, and it was like he had only been known as a visual effects supervisor. He had done the visual effect, the opening credits for Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, his studio, Blair Studios. He did some DC cinematics, so it was really interesting to see that he, his first film, and it was a huge hit.
It was huge.
And today the news broke that they're looking at 2 directors. One of the directors of John Wick, and he also did some second unit photography for Captain America Civil War, so he obviously has experience filming really awesome action. Because John Wick was awesome, and I'm surprised it took them this long to, when they were thinking who to get Deadpool to, I didn't think of the guy that did John Wick, but now it totally makes sense.
I mean, I think you and I may have not thought of that, because it's like I said before, it's not funny, and Deadpool is just, that's all it is. It's just funny humor.
Is it though? Is it funny?
That's what made it so different.
You obviously like Deadpool a lot more than I did. I was moderately entertained.
Oh yeah, I remember you were so upset.
I wasn't upset. I'm not a big Deadpool fan. But
I just thought it was funny, and it's completely different. That's why everybody went head over heels for it.
Yeah, the movie was entertaining. But and the other director is Drew Goddard, who directed Cabin in the Woods. He wrote Cloverfield. He wrote The Martian, and he's actually worked on this. If he gets the job, this would be his 3rd attempt at doing a Marvel superhero. Because he was the showrunner on Daredevil for season 1 for the first 2 episodes, and then he left to do Sinister 6 for Sony before that movie fell apart.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Sinister 6 would be coming out if it had kept its release schedule, it would be coming out this next week. It had the release date that Doctor Strange has.
Oh wow.
And when they left it, Doctor Strange jumped on that release date. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, Deadpool 2. It'll be interesting to see where they go with it. Like I said myself, I wasn't a big Deadpool fan, and I've never really been a fan of the character, so it's not really one I'm like super attached to. I don't like Cable. I've made that very clear. Cable is one of those characters that in the comics was just really boring to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no interest in what they do. Kyle Chandler, getting an actor like Kyle Chandler is only a blessing to me.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about another character, Lando.
Lando Calrissian. That was the other news that broke. I think that was the day after. Was that Donald Glover from Community, or as a lot of people know him as the rapper Childish Gambino, is going to play Lando Calrissian in the next Star Wars spin-off film, a new Star Wars story. It'll be about Han Solo, and it's going to be directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the guys that did 21 Jump Street and the Lego Movie, and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. When you say those films all back to back, they sound so crazy.
Wait, Star Wars?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I'm excited. I remember he was the front runner right when the news was announced, and I thought that was perfect because just the idea of him as Lando Calrissian, and then Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo. I'm just super pumped for this movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. I feel like he's got so much going on in his career, and this is just gonna be huge. I mean, I haven't seen Community, but I am a fan of his rap, and then obviously he was in The Martian and all the other stuff he's done. I think he's gonna be awesome.
Oh, he's gonna be great. And then I'm just I'm hoping for two things. They're never gonna happen, but two things. We're gonna get a Community reference, there was used to be Troy and Abed in the morning. I want Han and Lando in the Falcon. And then I also want I want him. There's no rapping in Star Wars, but I would totally love to see a Lando Calrissian rap, in one of the bars, just he drops down some beat, and then all hell breaks loose. I want that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that.
You should submit that as a request.
I'm going to submit that idea. The next news we have is the Pixar news. Obviously, The Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4, two sequels to films that everyone loved as a child. Not everyone.
No,
everyone
even
our
as
age.
an adult.
Yeah, everyone loves those movies.
Yeah.
The release schedule changed. Toy Story 4 was supposed to come out first, and then The Incredibles 2. But they switched them around. Yeah, The Incredibles got fast. Incredibles 2 got fast-tracked. Incredibles 2 will now arrive on June 15th, 2018. And Toy Story 4 will arrive on June 21st, 2019.
Yeah. And that's awesome. I mean, everyone's always wanted an Incredibles 2 movie, and so just having it a little bit earlier.
It's amazing it took this long. That we got a Cars sequel, a Finding Nemo sequel, and a Monsters, Inc. prequel before we got The Incredibles 2.
Yeah, and it gives me a chance to watch Toy Story 3, because I haven't watched it yet, so.
I think it'll be good. I think one extra year added makes the time go by, because the difference between Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 2 was 11 years. So now it'll be 9 years between Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4. So I think that'll give us enough time. I'm not against Toy Story 4. A lot of people are, but it's Toy Story 3 ended so well. But I think because we've had so many spin-offs with them and TV specials and shorts that I'd go see Woody and Buzz whenever. I almost swore. I caught myself, but.
You did.
I did swear. Hopefully no one caught that.
Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of people say they just wanted it to end with the third one, let it be its own little trilogy. I haven't seen the third one, but I don't know.
Do you think that Incredibles 2 is going to do the Finding Dory thing where they're going to pick up just a few months later? Or do you think they're going to do the Toy Story thing where they go in real time, where it'll be we're going to jump forward 14 years?
I have no idea. Honestly, Incredibles was so different. It could go in any direction, and I still probably enjoy it.
I would still say Incredibles is one of the best superhero films ever made.
Yeah.
It's the only good Fantastic Four movie I have, so I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right. So the next news we have is Cloverfield. That is some big one.
God Particle.
I'll let you talk about this one because you're obviously really excited about this one.
I don't even know why I'm so excited. I mean, Cloverfield and then 10 Cloverfield Lane and now God Particle. This whole franchise is just so interesting, and they're going to make it into an anthology series. I mean, obviously with 10 Cloverfield Lane, we were wondering, is it going to be related? Is it just going to be about monsters, or what is it going to be? And so I guess now it's just going to be a general sci-fi
anthology series.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, even though it's under the same franchise and it's going to have the same creative people working under it, I'm excited for it. And God Particle is basically, if you guys haven't heard the plot, it's about these astronauts who find an alternate reality, and they discover something shocking. I don't think they've really expanded too much on the plot yet.
Yeah, they haven't really I think that's the good thing about the Cloverfield films is that
You don't really know.
We don't really know. And there's sort of, like, obviously J.J. Abrams loves the mystery box.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're not going to know that much about it. I feel like they're going to change the title. Because, remember, they're obviously, because 10 Cloverfield Lane wasn't called 10 Cloverfield Lane until 2 months before it came out. That was the surprise.
I've heard people say that it's going to be called God Cloverfield Particle.
Like that. I hope it's not that.
I think they're going to have Cloverfield in the lane.
I hope it's like Cloverfield. Maybe it's Cloverfield Particle. I want to think that they're all like somehow connected, like that the monster from the first film is somehow connected to the villain at the end of the second film, or that John Goodman's character has a tape of the incident that happened.
Oh my god!
I want to think that they're all connected, but I think it's exciting because from a creative standpoint, is that they're basically able to take low-budget sci-fi films that might not get a chance to be greenlit normally, but you put them under the Cloverfield brand, and they finally have a chance. They actually have a chance.
Instantly have a fan base.
Yeah, they instantly have so it's a way to market. So J.J. Abrams and company can go to young indie filmmakers who have an idea, and they don't cost that much. They only cost like $20 million. These films, so you can get them.
They don't cost that much.
You can get them for. That's $20 million.
A small loan.
A small little, that's who doesn't have $20 million just lying around. Yeah. But it's not compared to most films.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pretty cheap budget for a studio to throw down for a sci-fi film, and that you can basically release these movies. You just get
every year they're planning on.
Yeah, that's a cool idea, and especially if you get them the early years, because the first Cloverfield came out in January, 10 Cloverfield Lane came out in March, and this one looks to be aiming for a February release. So kind of that first quarter is a good place to like put these films. Good way to start out the year. I'm excited, especially as two young aspiring filmmakers. We have the hope of maybe one day being like, "Yo, we got a sci-fi script here, make it for $20 million. You can just put the Cloverfield title on it. Boom, we're part of a cinematic universe."
There you go.
So there's that. The next bit of news actually broke last night, early today. This one we don't have as many notes on, but we have the news that Warner Brothers is working on Sherlock Holmes 3, obviously a sequel to the Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes Game of Shadow with Robert Downey Jr. And they've brought in a writer's room of 6 different writers to work on the script. And what's interesting about that is that writers' rooms are typically reserved for television, obviously. And they've just recently become a thing in films. But when they're done for films, they're done for, like, franchises or cinematic universes.
Yeah.
Like they did with Transformers. They brought in a bunch of different writers to, like, share ideas of where to map out the franchise. And I think DC and Marvel do the same thing. But for this one, it's for one film. So that has me thinking one of two things. The statement that Variety put out was that it was used as a way to prevent a lot of rewrites going forward with the film, so that way the script will be solid by the time they go in. But what I think is that they're obviously going to use for Sherlock Holmes 3, but maybe set up ideas for Sherlock Holmes 4 and 5, because Robert Downey Jr. can't play Iron Man forever.
Yeah.
But Sherlock Holmes, he technically could, because Sherlock Holmes can age and still get into adventures and whatnot. So I think that this will be...
setting up a universe for it.
After his 10 years Iron Man, then he can go full-time playing Sherlock Holmes. And I think that... Cause, do you remember how long it was since the first Sherlock Holmes came out? That was 2009. It feels so long ago. And then 2011 was Game of Shadows, and it just kind of took a halt after that. Like, we haven't heard news of a Sherlock Holmes film in a while. It's almost like National Treasure. We're never going to get that third one. Or Hellboy. We're never going to get that third one.
We don't want that third one.
I want that third Hellboy movie. You keep that to yourself. National Treasure 3 I can live without. Hellboy 3, I want it. Get a writer's room for that. But the writers for this include, like, Nicole Perlman, who worked on the first draft for Guardians of the Galaxy, and she's working on Captain Marvel now. The Rogue One screenwriter, the screenwriter of the new Lara Croft movie, the screenwriter of Snowden, are all involved in this. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah. And the last bit of news we have is the AT&T Warner Brothers purchase. This is a little bit more technical than what we're used to talking about, because this involves numbers.
Money.
And neither of us know money.
Hey.
Or she does, I don't.
So yeah, AT&T is looking to buy Time Warner. Well, I guess they already settled the deal. It's going to go...
$85 billion.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that many.
Taking place at the end of the year.
I can't even imagine $85, let alone $85.
Or end of 2017, my bad.
Yeah. So, essentially what this means is that AT&T, which is one of the largest communication, providers of communication in the world, is purchasing a major studio.
Yeah.
And this is probably terrifying to somebody. Because the idea of, all of these corporations basically being owned by one person, all these networks being controlled by one, could be frightening to somebody. But there is something beneficial to it, because you think that you'll be able to provide bundles and packages and whatnot, and this gives AT&T ownership of say brands that Warner Brothers owns, like Harry Potter, the Looney Tunes, the DC Comics, revenues for them, and also obviously for their for cable, Time Warner owns HBO. They own TNT, TBS, Turner Classic Movies, CNN. They just own so many.
And to address those worries and issues. I mean, I know a lot of studios have come out and like they've voiced those worries, and they've basically said that, you know, there's obviously going to be a lot of stringent regulations put on it, just make sure that it doesn't get too powerful, too much of a monopoly, you know.
I'd say the very things that we like busted in the you know, the turn of the century, you know, that Teddy Roosevelt, you know, got basically all those companies were taken down. They're just kind of rebuilding right now. So it could be a frightening time, but it also could be a very interesting time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it as far as
mainstream
news goes. Also, we have one bit of news that broke before we filmed, and it's about your movie, Janett.
Oh.
We want to talk about that because this is important.
Mine's not mainstream, though.
You're not mainstream news, but it's still AZ news, which we cover AZ news here, people. And we got this news earlier today.
Yeah, I just got an email that my documentary, The Man Behind the Suit, was the winner for Best Documentary for the Chandler Film Festival for October.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, yeah, it'll be screening, I believe, in January. And more details on that can be found on, like, the Man Behind the Suit Facebook page. So
check that out, guys.
Yeah.
So awkward transition there, but you know, we totally forgot to mention that as part of our AZ film news.
No, yeah,
which is totally worth mentioning.
Thanks.
And all right, so the next bit of news we have is obviously some local stuff that popped up. Jan, do you want to take it on that one?
Yeah. So there's one series we wanted to highlight called Ball and Chain, being filmed in Tucson. And we just heard that they were screening at the Laughlin International Film Festival in the last week. And they've have won a lot of different awards at other festivals. So we just wanted to highlight them. Ball and Chain, you can check out their website. You can check out their YouTube channel. It's about a couple of friends, group of male friends just hanging out and going through their daily struggles.
Yeah.
It's a comedy, so check that out.
Yeah. And, you know, they're Tucson-based. So, obviously, as Sun Devils, we're supposed to, like, not acknowledge them. But, you know, we can give them a little bit of shout-out. We can give them a little bit of love. We're all under Arizona.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Television.
All right. Television. All right. So, the big thing we have to talk about is The Walking Dead. Because everybody and their mother watched it.
I didn't watch it. I don't want any spoilers.
Okay, so, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, there's not going to be any spoilers, so you don't have to worry about that. Although if you haven't watched it by now, then why haven't you? Because I feel like the spoiler bubble.
behind.
The spoiler bubble basically, if you haven't watched it within a week, then basically you have the right to have it spoiled for you.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
No.
The fans who watched it live, so that means they should be able to talk about it freely.
I did see a spoiler on Facebook though, and it really upset me.
You're not gonna remember. If you're not caught up, then you don't care enough to watch it. But anyway, we're not gonna spoil anything for you. But Janett, you don't really watch Walking Dead, do you?
I was like a hardcore fan. Like sophomore year and junior year of college, and then I just got too busy and I just stopped watching it. I don't even know what season I ended up didn't watch anymore, but yeah, I mean I haven't watched it recently.
Okay. Well, because I haven't watched it in a while. I haven't watched it since freshman year of college. I kind of dropped it. You know, we're both better off without it. You know, I started seeing other shows. It started seeing other fans. You know, we just went our separate ways.
Right.
It became something that I didn't want. I became something that it didn't want. Mm-hmm. So anyway. But I tuned in for the I tuned in for the season 7 premiere because I kind of wanted to know what all the hype was about.
Why would you just jump into the season?
Because that's why they have those, you know, previously on The Walking Dead. So I don't.
It doesn't give you the whole scope.
But that's part of television.
The emotional impact.
I feel like that's part of television. That's like saying that you don't someone doesn't have to see Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy to go see Doctor Strange, even though they're all part of the same film universe.
No, that's not anything.
It's still part of the same story, though.
It's not really.
It sort of is. You don't have to see Ant-Man to see Civil War.
Like a sitcom, you can totally do that. You can just jump into whatever episode you want, but you can't do that with like The Walking Dead or Breaking Bad or any of these dramatic series.
I feel like you sort of can, because that's why they have those previously for. You don't understand the scope.
Those are for the lazy people.
This girl. Anyway, so I tuned in, and like I said, I haven't watched it in a while. I kind of just got tired of it. But I gotta say, it was a pretty good premiere. Like, I saw the season finale because I was at a party and everybody was watching it, so I was a little pissed about that they didn't show who he killed. I feel like this premiere would have worked better as the finale because this left you in a much darker place.
That's why I kind of thought it was the finale. I haven't been keeping up. I just saw Walking Dead just all over my feed. I'm like, okay, somebody died. It's probably the finale.
No, they started. That's why there was kind of a cheat that they showed someone's gonna die. And someone did die, we just didn't see it last season. So they showed us this season.
Yeah.
It was a pretty brutal episode. And it really was, interesting because it was really about breaking down the character of Rick, and it worked. It was effective.
They break him down every single time.
Yeah, but never like this. Never, from what I've seen, never like this, because this was really about like he was put to the limit. This was like Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan is a powerhouse. He's always been a great actor, and on this show he's so scary, but he's so fun to watch. He's like the makings of a great television villain. In one episode, I was hooked. I was like, I kind of want to tune in this Sunday just to see more of him.
Okay.
So, like, I don't really have much to say other than that I enjoyed it. It was very brutal, and I think that it was brutal on purpose to put you in the mindset of the character. Like, it didn't relent with how brutal it was.
Okay.
Fans were obviously upset. I watched it with a bunch of fans live, and it was fun to see their reaction.
Yeah.
I felt like a jerk because I was kind of like laughing at how much they were into it. So yeah, Sunday nights, Walking Dead, if you're tuning in. I myself, I'm more of a Once Upon a Time and a Masters of Sex fan. That's what I'm watching on Sunday nights. And The Simpsons, obviously. Obviously, on my DVR. So that's it for the Walking Dead review. Not much to say about that. We have 2 bits of news. First, I want Janett to take it away on...
That's So Raven.
That's So Raven.
You've probably already heard about this, but That's So Raven. Raven Simone announced on The View that she's not going to be on The View for much longer. She's going to stop at the end of the year to go to Disney Channel and start a That's a Raven spinoff, where she is the mother of 2 children, and one of them has her psychic tendencies that she had in the original That's So Raven.
And this is the second spinoff of That's So Raven, isn't it?
Yeah, so technically there was another spinoff with Corey and the dad, I forget his name, but it was called Corey in the House, where they were living in the White House. So that was...
Which is such a weird leap. It's such a, it's such a quantum leap in, tone.
Boom, yeah. And then, they had said that, Raven had gone off to college. That's the whole reason she wasn't in the show. That show, I did watch it. And
you were more of a That's So Raven fan, though?
Oh, yeah, totally.
See, I never was a That's So Raven fan. It was never my thing. But... when I heard the news, I was like, man, this is going to bring back some serious nostalgia. 'Cause I remember the theme song. The theme song I still remember.
I legit, sometimes just go on YouTube and just, play theme songs from Disney Channel. That's So Raven, Kim Possible.
Oh, the Kim Possible theme song is still the best. Disney, yeah. Where is that spinoff / sequel?
Yes!
Or that animated, God. Turn that into a live-action movie. That would be bomb.
Yes.
But, like I said, the news for me didn't hit me. The only thing that I took away from the That's So Raven news is that they're doing the Girl Meets World, Boy Meets World type thing, where they're using the characters of one Disney show and kind of putting them in supporting roles for a new generation. So you still have the same continuity, but you can still come in fresh. Obviously, kids who never saw That's So Raven will be able to watch this new one.
They're trying to take on the success that the first show had.
Yeah.
And me and Richard completely differ with our preferences on Boy Meets World and
Girl Meets World is better.
No, it's not,
It is so much better.
Please.
Guys, if you're not checking out Girl Meets World, it's on Netflix. Watch the first 2 seasons. Then you know it's... Then you know...
Comment below and let me know which one is better. Please tell me it's Boy Meets World.
You're going to have nostalgia. They're going to have nostalgia goggles, but watch Girl Meets World on Netflix and see how good it is.
It's crap.
It's awesome.
It's crap.
Boy Meets World is crap.
That is why we fear... Well, I fear. I guess he doesn't have that fear because he likes Girl Meets World. But I fear that this spinoff is going to be the same. It's going to try to make something out of what was really great.
So be a better show.
And then be a crappy show.
Be what ancient Rome was to Greece. Take what you already set and just make it better. That's what it is.
No.
Yeah. Or
No.
I'm just saying that if That's So Raven's spinoff takes the place of Girl Meets World, which is in fear of cancellation.
It probably will, because
I'm going to be hella pissed. Quiet! It's only getting canceled because they can't find a place for it on ABC Freeform for some reason. I don't see why you don't like it. Anyway, we'll have, if you guys would like to see us debate a Girl Meets World, Boy Meets World, write in the comments and we'll have a special episode. Because our producers don't want to do that because they're afraid we'll alienate our audience. Anyway, last bit of news in television is Gilmore Girls. A Day in the Life.
Mm-hmm.
A year in the life. A year in the life.
Yeah.
And the trailer dropped for that. It will be premiering on Netflix the day after Thanksgiving. So the perfect binge-watching treat after you've stuffed yourself. Because that's what I'm going to do.
And on Black Friday shopping.
I'm going to skip Black Friday shopping and just watch Girl Meets World. That's my Black Friday.
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls. Jeez. That too. Gilmore Girls. They both have the word girl. I'd like to point out a theory before we go into Gilmore Girls. Is that shows with the word girl in it have the best theme song. Golden Girls, New Girl, Girl Meets World, and Gilmore Girls. All great theme songs.
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls. See? Illuminati. It's all real. You know, it's all connected. Seriously, shows with girls have the shows with the title girl have the best
really
theme song.
interesting.
Anyway, Gilmore Girls. The trailer dropped, and it was okay. I grew up with Gilmore Girls. That was like something that me and my mom watched, so it's a real big deal for it to be coming back. And I think that it's great to see the whole cast back. Not the whole cast. Sadly, Richard Sherman passed away, but I'm glad that they're making his passing part of Emily's growth in the story. Basically, we're going to be dealing with 3 Gilmore women.
It's a miniseries.
It's a 4-episode miniseries, 90 minutes each. And each episode is going to take place during a different season, so I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And just dealing with the 3 Gilmore women at different points in their life. Which, it's just so good to see them all back. It's so good to revisit Stars Hollow and to see Lorelai and Rory and Luke and Emily. It brings back such memories. And I've been watching Gilmore Girls on and off on Netflix since they put it back on, and I'm just so excited. It's definitely going to be... If the only thing that's stopping me from enjoying the premiere is that The Simpsons is going to do a marathon on FXX the day after Thanksgiving. So I have to juggle both. It's like, you know, I love The Simpsons and I love Gilmore Girls, so, you know. But I'm going to try to get it all done in a day. I'm going to see 90 minutes each episode.
Yeah, switch back and forth.
How many minutes is that? I don't even want to count how much time that's going to take me to watch all those 4 episodes. Anyway, so Gilmore Girls Day in the Life premieres the day after Thanksgiving. Check it out. I'll have a review for you, a review of it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Now on to the review for the movie this week is The Accountant. It's been a kind of a slow month in October, guys, but we promise next week we'll have a review of Doctor Strange. Things will be picking up. November we'll have a lot of reviews coming out. But October's just been kind of a dry month, so Janett has a review of The Accountant, which came out 2 weeks ago. Janett, what do you have to say about it?
So, I'm kind of disappointed in you for not watching this movie.
I wanted to see it because I love Ben Affleck. He's my boy.
I actually don't like Ben Affleck. Or at least I didn't before
Okay,
this
so
movie.
that explains why you don't like Girl Meets World, because you don't like good things. Ben Affleck and Girl Meets World are, like, amazing, and the fact that you don't like...
Something about Ben Affleck's face.
You mean...
Or maybe it was because he dated J-Lo.
Do you not like handsome men? Do you not like strong jawlines?
No, honestly, like, after watching this movie, I was like, oh, I'm more intrigued. Like, I gotta like him more.
Did you not see him in Batman v Superman?
I did, and I was not impressed.
Did you not see that CrossFit routine?
I don't know. Something about his face. Okay, moving on. Past his face. So, he stars in The Accountant as Christian Wolf, and...
Is it Wolf or Wolf?
I have a thing with pronouncing wolf.
I was like, Christian Wolf sounds like it.
It's 2 F's, okay? And he's basically an accountant, a regular CPA in a small town as his cover. But really, he's working with one of, like, so many criminals, like the most dangerous people in the world. Basically cooking their books and making sure that they're not caught and just handling their accounting. And it makes accounting seem so cool.
Something that has never been said ever.
I know! And,
like, how many accounting majors have we made fun of for that?
And it's funny because I'm taking an accounting class and I'm like, I get half of this stuff, kind of. No, but, and then, you know, a main part of it is that he's autistic. And so he's just genius, but he can't really connect with people. And his dad basically trains him in so many martial arts, so he doesn't get taken advantage of. He basically makes him this weapon. And he gets involved in, you know, all these criminal activities, and one thing leads to another. And it's just a mind-blowing film. Anna Kendrick is in it. J.K. Simmons is in it. John Bernthal is in it. It's like, literally, if that doesn't make you want to go see this movie, I don't know what will.
I still want to see it. It's just, you know, something about it just didn't, like... It looked good, but just something...
Honestly, like, there's so many twists and turns in this movie that you have to pay attention, and you have to be thinking critically to really keep up with the movie and get everything by the end of the film. And that's why I loved it so much. I thought maybe it was just going to be, you know, a cool action film, but it was more than that. It was very thought-provoking. You know, there's, like, a lot of different side plots or subplots into it, but it doesn't take away from it. It honestly, like, just gives it more layers, and I was blown away by it. I really loved it.
Would you like to see Christian Wolf, Ben Affleck's character, go up against Matt Damon's Jason Bourne?
Honestly, like, he is a weapon, dude. He's a genius. He can snipe someone from like miles away. He's like I don't know if anyone can beat him.
I'll have to check it out.
It was awesome.
November's going to be a busy month, but I'll try to find time to check it out because we got, like I said, in November, guys, we'll have reviews for Doctor Strange, Moana, Arrival, and Fantastic Beast for sure, and as well as movies coming out in November include Moonlight also, and The Edge of 17. That's the other one I was thinking of. That one looks cute.
Yeah, that one's nice.
So, one last thing before we go, guys. Obviously, it's Halloween coming up. We're going to talk, let's just a little quick rundown of our favorite movies to watch around this time of year because we got, 3 days until Halloween? You have plenty of time to watch some monster movies, grab some popcorn, grab some candy. Janett, what are some of your favorite movies to watch around Halloween?
So like I said last time, I'm not into horror movies. So my Halloween movies are pretty childish. So like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wait, that's a Nightmare Before Christmas dress? I thought it was a, dress? Corpse bride dress. Or a Frankenweenie dress.
He's still making fun of me for getting those confused for like 2 seconds. But yeah, it's Corpse Bride, Frankenweenie.
Those are good. Those are good Halloween choices.
Caroline.
Those are your choices?
Yes.
My choices, I'm going to go with, obviously, Halloween. You got to watch it every year. Trick or Treat. But I want to highlight 3 ones that are a little, not as well known. Or they didn't do well at the box office, but I think you can find them on DVD. Victor Frankenstein came out last year with Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy. Seriously, check it out. Really entertaining. Super fun. Fright Night, the remake of the 80s horror film. It stars David Tennant, Colin Farrell, and the recently deceased Anton Yelchin. Seriously, guys, I talked about it before. Fright Night's amazing. Go check it out. And Sleepy Hollow is streaming on Netflix right now if you want to watch it with Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. That's been one of my favorites since I was like 10 years old. It's so great. Such a great mystery and a reinvention of the Sleepy Hollow legend.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Halloween. Be safe. Enjoy yourself. Go see a movie.
Watch out for clowns.
Watch out for clowns. Batman, where are you? There's got to be a lot of Batmans running around that night. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Janett, where can they find you at?
You guys can find me on YouTube at my channel. It's My Road to Hollywood. And on Twitter at JanettSalas93.
Great. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RLFink94. Guys, thank you for watching, and thank you for staying within the frame. Have a happy Halloween. Booyah.